Hi guys, it's Gemma here. I just wanted to do a follow-on video from my Diastase recti article, just to talk to you briefly about it and to show you how you can check to see if you have it and ways to prevent it as well. It is really common, literally like 98% of women will get it in some form. If it's less than a 2 centimetre gap, it's not clinically classed as diastase recti, but there is still an abdominal separation, so it's just something to be aware of, and obviously you don't want to make it worse. So I'll show you briefly in a second how to check whether you do actually have it, but first of all, when you're actually pregnant, obviously getting that six-pack is not the most important thing anymore, and making your tummy look as flat as possible because your bump is growing. So we need to make sure that the abs are strong, but it's more about the deep internal abdominals rather than the superficial ones that show on the top, if you're lucky enough to have them poking out. Little things just to help to not put too much pressure on the abdominals. Basically, you don't want to do anything that's squashing them. So ban all crunches from probably kind of as soon as you start seeing your bump grow. When you start seeing the bump. So no crunching. We don't want any, even the way you get up from bed, when you're laid down in bed, if you're laid on your back, do not sit up forward that way. Unfortunately, you sort of seem like you're about 80. You have to roll to the side and get up that way. If you're laid on the floor doing exercises, roll to the side, get up that way. Don't ever come forward, because that is crunching your abs. If you imagine your abdominals are down like this, as soon as you squash them together, they push apart, and that's what's putting more pressure on them. And obviously, as your bump grows, they're being spread apart anyway. They're being stretched. They're not tearing, they're just stretching. But the more pressure you put on them, it's just going to make those worse. So avoid any sort of crunching. As your bump gets bigger and bigger, we don't want any sort of major full forward exercises either. So full planks, I would avoid. You can do them on your knees until you feel comfortable, like as long as you feel comfortable to do so. Full press ups, don't do those either, just because again it's so much weight bearing down. Again, you can do them on your knees because the body's broken. It's not all that pressure just in one long line. The pressure is broken, so it's not quite as much pressure hanging on the front of your tummy. Okay, but side planks, they're fine. Anything using your obliques, absolutely fine. And then through most of my videos that I'm doing, they'll all be have some sort of ab workouts that are safe, and it's all about stretching them, lengthening exercises. Okay, so remember, no crunches, no planks further on down the line, full press ups and things like that, which you'll be pleased to hear, I'm sure. And yeah, and just be careful the ways you're getting up and down. Even standing up from a low position, you sort of like that, you're going to put a lot of pressure on your abdominals. So just, yeah, use your hands and your legs more than your abdominals. When I was pregnant, bearing in mind I'm a personal trainer, I've quite strong abdominals, I could not believe how much you use your abdominals. I know, because obviously the more they stretch, the bigger your bumps get in, the less in control of your abdominals you are. And I just couldn't believe how much you use them in day-to-day life. I know that sounds ridiculous, being my job, but it is. Until you don't have them in your control, you can't believe how much you used them before. So you have to take good care of them. And yeah, and just really, the way you even sit down to do an exercise, once you're on the floor, I'll show you actually. So you want to be getting down sort of like this and turning around even like this to get on the floor. I found doing that, I mean, that's just a big no-no. And even getting down, so say I was sat in this position, going down that way, and what you'll find, if there's too much pressure on your abdominals, you'll get like a little cone, and your bump, as you look down, your bump looks a bit pointy. And it's really strange. So that's when you know you're putting too much pressure on, because your bump goes pointy. Nothing to be worried about, but just stop doing it, basically. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it. And it's so easy to make it go like that. So just be really careful. So just, yeah, major thing. And it's things when you're not thinking about it. It's, like I say, getting up and down from chairs and off the floor. So just be really careful. So the next video will show you how, not the next video, the next second, will show you how to check whether you have it. And this is after you've had your baby. don't even bother doing it until you're at least 6 to 8 weeks, because everything's not back in position anyway. So don't worry about it too early. And yeah, and I can show you how, and then obviously how to correct it afterwards. Okay, see you in a sec. Hi guys, it's Gemma here. So I just wanted to show you quickly how to test whether you have Diastase recti. It's really simple. All you need to do is get down on the floor, find a mat so you're nice and comfortable, laying down, so nice and flat, head down, make sure your back's pressed into the floor. And then all you're going to do is come up, so your core, you should now feel your core activated, and then have your fingers together like this, and you just start at the top and you just work your way down the centre of your tummy, feeling if there's any separation anywhere. And it's quite obvious if you have it. So up here, mine is completely closed. There's no gap. You can sort of rub along here. And then as I get a little bit further down, it's still closed. Mine are doing quite well now actually. But initially all this, you could actually sort of get your fingers inside. So all you're doing is you're coming down here and you just feel all the way down to your sort of pant line, if you like, as low as you can, and coming up. So if there is a separation, you'll be able to actually get your fingers inside. If I just lift up here, I have a slight one here, and I can actually get, so it feels already strange. You can get your fingers in, okay? If you haven't got one, amazing, absolutely amazing. But you're just holding it up there. So if you do have one, for it to be sort of classed as Diastase recti, you need 2 fingers width, which if I go there, I probably still have right in my belly button. So just there's probably about a 2 centimetre gap, 2 finger gap. Yeah, 1 and a bit. Okay, and then just rest. So that's how you test if you have it. If you don't, great. If you do, not to worry. Just make sure you do lots of nice, gentle core exercises that I will show you. And well, as I said, don't do any crunching when you're getting up and down. Make sure you roll to the side. Try not to lift anything too heavy. Again, you don't want to put too much strain on your abdominals. As I said before, it's surprising how much you actually use them. So just be really careful. Nothing to worry about. If you have a really big gap, potentially it might be wise to go and visit the doctor, or your doctor should even pick up on it on the 6-week check if you're lucky enough to have one at the moment. So yeah, just speak to them about it. But again, something can always be done. Don't worry about it. It's just knowing that you've got it, and then you can rectify it. It's the not knowing, and you continue to go about day-to-day life, and you end up with sort of like a bit of a pouch, which you don't want, obviously. So yeah, so there you go. So give it a go, and let me know if you have it, and then that will help you determine what exercises you do in the future as well. All right, so thanks, see you later, bye.